Top 5 banks that actually finance tiny homes in the US. Did you know that despite the tiny home movement booming across the United States, most banks still treat tiny houses like exotic creatures, rare, misunderstood, and almost impossible to finance? It's wild when you think about it. Tiny homes offer affordable, sustainable living, yet securing a loan feels like applying for a mortgage on Mars. But here's the good news. Some banks are breaking the mold, literally and figuratively, making tiny home dreams a reality. Today, we're uncovering the top 5 banks that actually finance tiny homes in the US. And trust me, this is the information you need before you start packing your minimalist suitcase. Whether you're an aspiring tiny homeowner or just curious about the future of housing, buckle up because we're diving deep. Bank 1. LightStream by SunTrust. Imagine this. A bank that treats tiny homes like any other vehicle or personal loan, not a weird anomaly. LightStream, a division of SunTrust, is a game changer. They offer unsecured personal loans specifically designed for home improvement, including tiny homes. Now, here's the catch. Since it's unsecured, the interest rates can vary, but the approval process is lightning fast, sometimes within minutes. It's perfect if you don't want the hassle of traditional mortgage paperwork, but it does require excellent credit. The real risk? If your credit isn't up to par, your rates will reflect that. But hey, who said building your dream tiny home was going to be easy? Think of it as the financial equivalent of choosing to downsize your life. A bit challenging, but oh so rewarding. Plus, no collateral means no risking your main property. Just make sure you're budgeting carefully because these loans are usually shorter term, and you want to avoid getting stuck with crushing monthly payments. LightStream's flexibility and speed are why it's the go-to for tiny home enthusiasts who want to skip the red tape but still secure solid funding. Bank 2. Wells Fargo Personal Loans. Next up, Wells Fargo, one of the biggest names in banking, is quietly becoming a tiny home ally. Their personal loans can be used for a variety of purposes, including buying or building a tiny home. What's intriguing here is their accessibility. Wells Fargo offers competitive interest rates and flexible loan amounts, making it easier for first-time borrowers to take the plunge. But here's the deeper story. Traditional banks like Wells Fargo often hesitate because tiny homes don't fit neatly into their lending models. That's why many people hit roadblocks with mortgages. The risk for the bank is tied to resale value and the perception that tiny homes aren't real homes. But Wells Fargo is bridging that gap by offering personal loans instead of mortgages, meaning no property appraisal is usually needed, and the process is more straightforward. The humorous part? Imagine telling your mortgage broker you want a tiny house and watching their face switch from confusion to cautious approval. Wells Fargo's approach is a perfect example of banking adapting to new lifestyles, but always remember to have a strong credit profile because they will check it. For anyone seeking stability with a large institution but without the hassle of a mortgage, Wells Fargo personal loans are worth a look. Bank 3. LightStream's Home Improvement Loans. Again, but with a twist. Yes, we have to mention LightStream again because their home improvement loans aren't just about personal loans. They specifically shine when it comes to financing tiny home construction or major upgrades. Unlike traditional mortgages that require stringent appraisals and fixed home sizes, LightStream's loans can cover construction materials, labor, and even the land preparation. Here's a juicy detail. Their loans offer 0 fees and a decade-long repayment term if you qualify, which can drastically reduce monthly stress. But before you get starry-eyed, understand that lenders still want proof that your tiny home project is viable and on track. So, having solid plans, permits, and contractor agreements ready can boost your chances of approval. The funny part? Trying to explain to your bank rep that your house is smaller than their office cubicle but still livable. The key takeaway here is this loan is tailor-made for those who want to build tiny homes from scratch or upgrade existing structures. It's a financial toolkit made for the DIY dreamers. Just be vigilant about the interest rates and make sure you're choosing the repayment plan that fits your budget. If you're serious about tiny home construction, LightStream's home improvement loans are a must-consider. Bank 4. Home Trust Bank. Now, let's talk about a smaller, regional player that's quietly turning heads. Home Trust Bank. This bank is often overlooked in the tiny home financing conversation, but that's a mistake. Home Trust offers specialized loans that include financing for manufactured and modular homes, a category where tiny homes comfortably fit. The appeal? Their loan products often come with lower down payments and more flexible credit requirements compared to the big guys. However, the risk here is the limited geographic coverage. You might need to live near one of their branches or be eligible based on your location. Another wrinkle? Because tiny homes blur lines between mobile homes and traditional houses, some loans come with strings attached, like specific insurance requirements or land ownership proof. The humor here is picturing someone trying to convince their bank that their tiny home on wheels is just as worthy as a sprawling suburban mansion. The practical advice? If you're considering Home Trust Bank, make sure you're crystal clear on loan terms and local zoning laws. Tiny home regulations vary wildly. But if you qualify, this bank could offer a smoother path to financing than the giant institutions that don't yet get tiny living. Bank 5. LightStream's auto loans for tiny homes on wheels. Yes, it's back to LightStream, but for a unique reason, they're auto loans. This is often the sneaky secret many tiny home buyers don't know about. Since many tiny homes are built on trailers, they can sometimes be financed like RVs or vehicles. LightStream's auto loans come with competitive rates and longer terms, and they treat tiny homes on wheels like any other vehicle purchase. But here's the catch. You have to convince the bank your tiny home qualifies as a vehicle, which means it has to meet certain mobility standards. The risk? These loans are secured by the trailer, so if payments aren't met, repossession is a real threat. Yet, the upside is a lower barrier to entry and potentially better rates than personal loans. Imagine explaining to your friends that your tiny home is technically your car. It's a conversation starter, to say the least. The practical tip here is to research your tiny home's classification carefully and be ready to provide all necessary documentation to the lender. This financing route might just be your golden ticket if you want mobility and financing without the headache of traditional mortgages. So there you have it. 5 banks that are not just talking about tiny homes, but are actually putting their money where their mouth is. The tiny home revolution isn't just a fad. It's a lifestyle shift, and these lenders are paving the way for more people to live small but dream big. If you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button to help others discover this valuable info. Don't forget to subscribe for more insider tips on housing, finance, and the future of living well. Got questions or personal experiences with tiny home loans? Drop a comment below. We love hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and remember, the best home is the one that fits your life perfectly, no matter the size.